Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister. We're in Bible study. We are in the NIV, and we will be through 2025. We are in Exodus, chapter 26. And we're going to do all of 26, which takes us to verse 30, 37. So, let's jump in. This particular chapter here is called the Tabernacle. So, make the tabernacle, that's the tent, right, with 10 curtains of finely twisted linen and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with a cherubim worked into them by skilled craftsmen. So you're talking about they got to take time to weave a pattern into these curtains, okay? Because it's yarn, so it's got to be woven still. All the curtains are to be the same size, 28 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. When you said it's about 42 feet or 12.5 meters long and about 6 feet or 1.8 meters wide. Join 5 of the curtains together and do the same with the other 5. Make loops of blue material along the edge of the end of the curtain in one set, and do the same with the curtain in the other set. Make 50 loops on one curtain and 50 loops on the end curtain of another set, with the loops opposite each other. Then make 50 gold clasps and use them to fasten the curtains together so that the tabernacle is a unit. Okay, so he's talking about how they're all going to come to, because it's got to be a tent. But he's not trying to make it like a 3-sided, sort of tent deal. He's talking about like, a square, or not really necessarily so much of a square, but join the 5 curtains together. He's making it one big assembly of curtains. Think of it sort of like a shower curtain because it's on rings. Okay. Make curtains of goat hair for the tent over the tabernacle. Top. 11 altogether. All 11 curtains are to be the same size, 30 cubits long and 4 cubits wide. Join 5 of the curtains together in one set and 6 into another set. Fold the 6th curtain double at the front of the tent. So make like a rain flap. Okay. Make 50 loops along the edge of the curtain, and one set also along the edge of the end curtain in the other set. Okay, so the loops are for the fastening process, obviously, to me anyway, to the fastening. You got to fasten the curtains to the ring somehow, right? Then make 50 bronze clasps, see, and put them in the loops to fasten the tent together as a unit. As for the additional length of the tent curtains, the half curtain that is left over is to hang down at the rear of the tabernacle. The tent curtains will be a cubit, or C, that is about 1.5 feet, or 0.5 meters, longer on both sides. What is left will hang over the sides of the tabernacle so as to cover it. So you bring it inside so you can put it over top of the tabernacle, right? So I get it. They wanted to hang down, so to make like a seal, if you will, so it lays flat, not just brushing the ground, keeps the wind out, because they're going to have things in there that need to, stay. Verse 14, make for the tent a covering of ram skin dyed red, and over that a covering of hides of sea cows, or D. that is dugongs, and that's going to be about, again, waterproofing. Make upright frames of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each frame is to be 10 cubits long and 1.5 cubits wide. So E, that is about 15 feet or about 4.5 meters long and about 2.25 feet or about 0.7 meters wide. With two projections set parallel to each other. Yeah, okay. Make all the frames of the tabernacle in this way. Make 24 frames for the south side of the tabernacle and make 40 silver bases to go under them. Let's keep them up off the ground, right? 2 bases for each frame under each projection. And you're like, why? Moisture. You don't want it getting, they're going to be trekking things across the desert. Who knows when the next time they're going to find an acacia tree to try to stop and hammer out and fix. Because think about what that means. It means all 600,000 people stop so they can try to find a tree of acacia wood to spend the time with a gold craftsman. To go. Just stop. No, right? You want that up off the ground. So you want the moisture of the ground to stay up off it. So, but you also want the tent to hang a little bit lower to help make in a seal, right? So this is also part of why they have to be a little bit longer, because you've got a base that you're putting under it. For the other side, the north side of the tabernacle, make 20 frames and 40 silver bases, 2 under each frame. Make 6 frames for the far end, that is the west end of the tabernacle, and make 2 frames for the corners at the far end. At these 2 corners, they must be double from the bottom all the way up to the top. So you're talking about like a reinforcement wall, right? To give it the real rigid structure that it's looking for. Okay. And these 2 corners, they must be double from the bottom all the way to the top and be fitted into a single ring. Both shall be like that. So there will be 8 frames and 16 silver bases, 2 under each frame. So to carry more weight in that place. Also, make crossbars of acacia wood, 5 for the frames on one side of the tabernacle, 5 of those on the other side, and 5 for the frames on the west and at the far end of the tabernacle. So 5 in each one of those places. So, to help hold the wood, the weight of the ark and the table and all that, right? The center crossbar is to extend from end to end at the middle of the frames. Overlay the frames with gold and make gold rings to hold the crossbars. Also overlay the crossbars with gold, because these are going to be things that are in the permanent presence of God. So they have to be pure. Set up the tabernacle according to the plan shown you on the mountain. Make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen with cherubim worked into it by a skilled craftsman. Hang it with gold hooks on 4 posts of the acacia wood, overlaid with gold and standing on 4 silver bases. Hang the curtain from the clasp and place the ark of the testimony behind the curtain. The curtain will separate the holy place from the most holy place. Put the atonement cover on the ark of the testimony in the most holy place. Place the table outside the curtain on the north side of the tabernacle and put the lampstand opposite on its south side. For the entrance to the tent, make a curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely twisted linen, the work of an embroiderer, Make gold hooks for this curtain and 5 posts of acacia wood overlaid with gold, and cast 5 bronze bases for them. Okay, so make this like curtain stand to put there, because they do want to separate, and they have to put the atonement cover over it, because they have rules about who's even allowed to look at the Ark of the Covenant, because it's not really meant for everybody's eyes. So, until the next video, friends.